Exodia Power. I'll just go straight into my slide. Now, this is an investment club. So today I've not come to tell you how to, I tell like the man talk about, I've not come to tell you how you can electrify your homes. I've come to tell you how you can make money from power. When you talk about power, everybody, oh, capital intensive, oh, that's big business. It's true. But everybody can invest in power, and everybody can make money from the industry. And the last power, the bill that was passed into law by the president when he came in has made it possible for states, for industry. Tell us a little bit about the company. Can I have the next slide? Exodia Power is one of the companies under the Exodia Energy International. We are a diversified energy group. Our vision is to create value with innovative energy solutions. And Exodia Power is the SBU in the group that's basically into power generation and then gas. Next slide. We have two arms of the business in Exodia Power. The first one is the IPP section, where we generate power independently for industries, for commercial concerns, for estates. Using that, we have our major operation right now in Soundwater, where we generate and sell power for about 15 companies. And then there's the solar part of it, where you don't need to bother yourself about, solar is very expensive. Yes, true, but we can provide solar for you as a service, so you just pay for power, or under a lease to own option, so that way you pay just like you buy a car and then you pay, or you buy a house and then you pay, over several months. The beauty is we can do as long as 10 years. And then depending on the scenario, it will be up to 15 years, which makes what you pay on a monthly basis, very, very affordable. Next slide. The major problem that while we have this scenario, because of the nature of our country, is the fact that we are heavily dependent on the grid, which makes sense in other climes. But if you look at the way things work here, things don't centralize. Anything that's tried to be done centrally does not work. That's why you don't have a central sewage system. You all have soakaway in your house. That's why all of you do not have a telephone line that you dial in your house. You all have your own phone system. That's why is there anybody here that gets water from water board? If you have water from water board, let me see your hand up. Anybody here? That's why you can't get water. It won't work. So why do you expect that power will work? It won't work. That's just the nature of the way our country is. Because we were not investing. So you have a country of over 200 million people, right? Installed capacity in terms of generation is about 12,000 megawatts. But on the grid at every time, you don't have more than between 3 to 5,000 megawatts on the grid at every time. And then you have a country of over 200 million people, where you should have over 200,000 megawatts being generated and distributed. Now, every day people are burning new people. Every day there are new industries. Saturday, like people are getting married, and so the need keeps increasing. So anybody that expects that you're going to have a situation where you have, number one, stable power and everybody will be enjoying power in this country, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Not because it's the business I'm in. If you just know what it means, you know it's not possible, right? So the solution, so that's actually the problem. Next slide. And there are reasons for that, but we won't go into all that. Let's jump this slide and just go to the solution. The solution is the fact that today, because of the availability of technologies like the LNG technology, where you can transport natural gas, by transport, by trucks, the availability of, in our country today, the government is doing something new. They are putting in place gas pipelines. They are expanding the gas pipeline network. And the major dams, so not dams, the major power plants we have in this country, right, apart from the dams, the likes of Envision and all those thermal plants, they all use natural gas. So with those pipelines, you see, they are taking around and distributing. It means that every estate, and I tell estate developers, I don't see any reason why somebody will develop in an estate. The estate will have over 500 homes, 1,000 homes. What are you connecting to the grid for? Generate your power. If you want to have stable power, generate yours. And the law today enables that. So with the technology, and then also with the likes of solar, right? Everybody, just like you have your own soakaway, you have your water borehole, and things like that. You can do the same thing with power. Next slide. So I'll jump this, just talk about what a distributed generation, infrastructure is. When you generate distributed or off-grid, means you generate power close to where it's utilized. So it could be standalone homes, that's actually solar, or like we are doing in Otta, a cluster where you generate power and distribute close to where the need is. That takes away a lot of things in terms of transmission, distribution losses, and all that. So let's go on. I'll jump there. Okay, let's talk about this because this is important to investors. Like I said, I came here with the mind of this is an investment club, right? And to tell you the fact that you can participate in this, right? So captive power plants or off-grid power plants, the advantages are number one, low cost, right? So where you are talking about the fact that you need billions of dollars, for example, to build a power plant, right? I'm sure some of us here have investments in, maybe you go buy a house, they tell you a house is, say, 100 million. That's good. 100 million can actually provide solar, can provide, in terms of solar infrastructure for quite a number of units on a lease to own or a power as a service option. If I have 100 million, I'll first invest in that for a couple of people than buy a house, because your returns will be far more than the house that you got, right? So low cost, faster rollout time, rollout faster than a power plant a major power plant like the likes of the Envision and Co, from conceptualization to putting it in place will take you between 3 to 5 years. If I have today, I can in maybe 4 days or soon, I can install solar in how many homes, right? So, and then you begin to generate money immediately, right? Or even if you talk about distributed generation gas power plants, in less than 6 months, I can build a 3 to 5 megawatt plants and I'm making money already, right? So faster rollout time, early income, retirement of capital between less than 48 months, elimination of transmission and distribution losses. Next slide. So the investment opportunities in this sector are varied. So we'll talk about the first one I'll talk about is investment in power rental. So if you you invest in a gas fired generator today, there's no, this is the industry I've played in. I've been here for over 30 years. There's no gas generator available to rent on a short-term basis. It's not available. There's only one company who has, I'll say they have gas generator in the whole of Nigeria, and it's not a Nigerian company, right? But you can't rent for a short time, not less than 1 year, right? The least they'll give you for rental is 1 year, and only one company you can walk to today and say, hey, I need a gas generator, right? And this is a need that especially manufacturing concerns have, right? So there is the opportunity, and then how much the gas generator costs you. Nobody will advise you to buy a new one. So, but if you have funds from in the range of maybe about 500 million and down, and then a couple of people can come together to do that. These are fairly high investments. Then you can invest in IPP plants, where you and do a mini grid. In terms of mini grid, you can actually, and that's being done today, if you invest in setting up a solar power plant with a mini grid for a community, a rural area where there's no grid at all. The government, there's the Rural Electrification Fund. They will pay you per installation as much as 750,000 naira. So those opportunities exist. And then you can invest in a mini LNG infrastructure or CNG infrastructure. Let's jump to the next slide, which I think this is the one that is will be more interesting for most of us here. The solar investments, right, in the solar sector. So if you can invest in bringing in solar panels, invest in bringing in solar panels, and then that goes very, very, very fast. These are opportunities that we have available, right? You can invest also in financing the assets. So in this case, just like I said, we have funds put together where people can install solar infrastructure for them, and then some under like a pay as you go service, they pay for power, and then under like a lease to own option. Lease to own, it's an asset, and with the kind of things we've put in place, it's not something anybody will steal or someone can steal. The kind of things that will put in place, and then your income or your investment and the returns are guaranteed. Also, there's manufacturing on the high side, right? But in terms of investment in this sector, for those who are looking for to invest in the power sector, we need to change our mindset from the fact that power is very expensive. The power sector is very the money you need there is very, very expensive. It is not. There are different levels in which you can play, and the truth about the matter is the returns in the power sector are amazing and also guaranteed. So if you need more information in terms of how you can participate in this, how you can invest in the sector, or if you are in the real estate sector and you're looking for how you can also get involved in this sector for your operations and for your estate, please contact us. God bless you.
Opportunities and how